What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for another throwback review. I know it's been quite a while, and if you're wondering why they've been absent, where they've been, I just wanted to remind you guys that I am on Patreon. That top link in the description down below. This video was made possible by one of my Patreon supporters. So thank you guys who have been supporting over there, not only helping videos keep coming on this channel, but beyond ARTV as well. Today I'm doing a long-awaited album review. I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite albums from the 1990s. It's Sublime with their third and final album, a self-titled effort that I recently picked up on vinyl. Couldn't be happier to own this bad boy. Unfortunately, I just got an all-black copy, not the white one that I believe Newberry Comics was selling, but to be fair, I wasn't aware that there was a white copy, or else maybe I would have held out for it. The self-titled album is easily this band's biggest success, and unfortunately it came right on the heels of Bradley Nowell's death. You could just see the heroin and the drug addiction just kind of tearing him apart, just influencing his decisions, his demeanor, his outlook on life. And if you look at interviews during that time, it's really just kind of sad to see him trying to keep it together and then eventually just overdosing and his body totally rejecting the drug that he was trying to use to get himself through all this. But through it all, we still have the music from Sublime, and that's what's so important to this day. You can't listen to rock or alternative radio without hearing one of these tracks coming on. I mean, Doin' Time, Jailhouse, Wrong Way, especially What I Got. These songs are timeless, and why I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this record is because it's easily become one that's perfect for summer for me. I throw this album on all the time, and it had been a while since I started listening to it in full, but I heard the track Garden Grove one day at work, and it just clicked with me. I was like, holy shit, Garden Grove, that's my favorite Sublime song. And I started checking out obviously more of their stuff again, just kind of shuffling through their discography and remembering how much I love them. So if you guys have never listened to Sublime before, I will put a link in the description down below if you would like to stream this record. It's hard to define Sublime as a band because they play with a lot of different genres, everything from punk, reggae, dub, rock, alternative. There's all these different elements in there, and they use a lot of different instruments as well, and it's just nice to see how the programming, the drumming from like Bud Gall, and the bass lines from Eric, it's just crazy how it all comes together. And then of course Bradley rocking the microphone, doing his thing, letting these things come to him in the moment. In fact, that's how most of these songs were written, just three guys, maybe four guys jamming around, just messing around in the studio, and these songs come spilling out. And that's why I love a lot of these. They feel like stories. People just swapping stories, passing the time, and Garden Grove is a perfect example of that. I don't know why, but I find this track to be so mesmerizing. It's just kind of entrancing in a way. You're listening to this story. We took this trip to Garden Grove, and he's describing all of these things that are just basically his mundane in and out of the day, but you see this dreariness, this haze that he is sifting through because of maybe the drugs, depression, whatever it might be, but it has this kind of glimmer of hope in this track. Maybe in the instrumental, the outro, there's these reggae influences, a lot of sampling going on here, but this is easily standing tall as my favorite Sublime song to this day. And they do that once again, the whole storytelling thing, on another one of my favorite tracks that's just really grown on me with time, April 29th, 1992. Kind of talking about riots breaking out in Miami, Florida, and just how things get so chaotic. He's doing all of these things that he never would have been able to do before, and he's getting these things, he's drinking the liquor that he really wants to get. And the vibe of this song and the way that Nowell relays the story to us, it's absolute perfection. It sounds so good. It's just like poetic as it rolls off of his tongue, and I can't really do it justice with words. You have to hear it for yourself. I really dig some of the fast, upbeat tracks on this record, like Seed, that really just tears into it quickly. Nowell takes on this different personality with his vocals. Under My Voodoo comes right near the end of things, and once again, he's mixing it up on the mic, not even sounding like himself part of the time, but I really love the guitar tones that they use there to just kind of shift gears. It starts off one way, finishes another, and you don't really always see where they're going. And that's not something that you can say for a lot of like punk, ska, reggae bands. You know, there's predictability at every corner, but you can't really put a pin on Sublime because they seem to be kind of all over the place. And they do that once again, just all throughout this record. Caress Me Down, a very sexual song that I have so much fun listening to. And then you'll hear that and think, oh, there's a lot of upbeat songs on Sublime's record. And you listen to tracks like Wrong Way, and you hear a song that's about a guy having sex with a a girl that's selling his underage daughter, like as a hooker, basically putting her out on the streets to help get money for maybe his drug addiction, his alcohol addiction, whatever it might be. And Noel is talking about being conflicted on this really happy, upbeat track. There's peppy guitars, shifty drums, and everything else going on. But really, you think about the darkness that lines this track, probably based on a real life scenario, and you're just like, this is kind of scary. There's some classic lines on this record that I'm sure you guys have probably heard, even if you're not that familiar with Sublime. Obviously, Summertime, The Livin' ZZ on the final song on the record, track number 17, Doin' Time, just a very breezy song. I actually heard this song on the radio in the middle of the night not too long ago, and I was like, this is perfect driving music. I could totally just chill out to this, leave it on repeat for quite a while. It was crazy, kind of a surreal experience. And you see tracks like that, and then like Burritos, there's a line on there talking about never wanting to leave the bed today. I'm not getting out of bed today. And I used to say that all the time. I would say it to my parents and they didn't even get it. I actually got into Sublime around age like 15 or 16. I have to thank one of my exes. She was super into Sublime, and there's not much that I can thank her for, but getting me into some good music, yeah, you can never go wrong with that. There's a couple of tracks that I find to be a little bit more forgettable. Paddle Out is definitely a fun burst of energy, and then right after that, I don't really care for the track The Ballad of Johnny Butt that much. It just seems a little bit far-fetched and ridiculous. Some of these songs do that and actually pull it off. I just feel like this one, the instrumental on it was kind of lackluster, so it didn't really add up to that great of a song. But then you see other tracks that just pull it off so much better. Same in the End, just a really fast-paced, punk-laning jam that's so fast it's almost in one ear, out the other. But you sit down and want to listen to it over and over again, and that one's actually become one of my top favorites. Santeria was another huge single off of this record that pretty much everyone knows, and I don't really feel the need to talk about that track all that much. Jailhouse, I believe, was another one that was pretty popular, but I did want to mention one line from that in particular. Can't fight against the youth because we're strong. That's a line that was actually used later as a bonus track. It was titled that from Panic at the Disco's album Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. There was a track called Can't Fight Against the Youth, and I thought that was cool how they kind of lifted that from a Sublime song and then later applied it to something else. A new generation was exposed to that and they didn't even really know it. Like I said, guys, Sublime is one of my favorite records from the 1990s. It's crazy that this record came out over 20 years ago now. This is my 20th anniversary review for this record, so that's absolutely nuts. I still sing songs like What I Got all the time. I'm constantly just playing that over and over again. It'll get stuck in my head some days and I'm just like, early in the morning, rising to the street, and it's just like I can't stop from there. I have to sing the entire song or else play it or else I go crazy. There's so many songs on here that I come back to time and time again. Garden Grove, Burritos, Under My Voodoo, Caress Me Down, Same in the End. There's a lot of great tracks here, guys. I highly recommend you check this out if you've never heard it before. I'm gonna go with a strong 4.5 out of 5 for Sublime's self-titled record. I hope you guys will give this album a listen if you've never heard it before, and if you have heard it, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Let me know what memories you have connected to this album. Crazy to think that it's been over 20 years now. Thanks so much for watching this video, hitting the like button on the review, subscribing to the channel if you have not already, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. I am working on some merch, guys, so hopefully I'll have news about that soon. Let me know what you think of the new backdrop. I don't know if this is going to be permanent. I'm still kind of tinkering with it, so sound off in the comment section. Do you like it? Do you not? What should I change? Is the lighting okay? That sort of thing. I'm self-conscious. You gotta let me know. You gotta help me out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.